The federal government is finally rolling out a national home battery rebate. Starting July the 1st, 2025, you can now get an upfront discount when installing a home battery. Yes! It's called the Cheaper Home Batteries Program. And if you've been holding off buying one, this might be your moment. The scheme can knock 30 to 40% off the cost of your home battery system. It's an expansion of the existing solar panel rebate run under the SRES, or Small Scale Renewable Energy Scheme. And it's not just for homeowners. Small businesses and community facilities can claim it too. So, what is the rebate worth? In 2025, it's capped at $372 per kilowatt hour of usable battery capacity. But after admin fees and charges, expect a real-world discount of about $330 per usable kilowatt hour. For example, a typical 10 kilowatt hour home battery would attract a $3,300 rebate. This is applied to your quote as an upfront discount. Just like the solar panel rebate, this one drops every year and disappears completely by the end of 2030. All right, let's talk eligibility. To claim the rebate, your system has to meet a few basic requirements. First, the battery and inverter must be Clean Energy Council approved and installed by someone with proper battery accreditation. Second, the system must have at least 5 kilowatt hours of usable capacity. Now, a 5 kilowatt hour battery is frankly tiny. So this rule is to stop people flogging crazy undersized batteries for low prices or even for free.
One battery, please.
That'll be 50 cents or free with the purchase of a $200 TiVo plus a 2-year contract.
Sold.
And you can claim up to 50 kilowatt hours of rebate per system, even if the battery itself is larger than that. If you're connected to the grid, your battery has to be VPP, that's virtual power plant, capable. But don't worry, you're not actually required to join a VPP. If you're off grid, you can still claim the battery rebate as long as you're at least 1 kilometer from the grid or the cost to connect to the grid is over $30,000. The rebate is not means tested, anyone can apply. You can claim it for a brand new battery or as a replacement for an old one. You can also add extra capacity to your existing system as long as the total system size doesn't go over 100 kilowatt hours and hasn't already received a federal battery rebate. Unlike the solar panel rebate, there's only one chance to claim a battery rebate per property. But if you've got more than one property with solar, lucky you, each property can claim it separately. And yes, the battery must be connected to solar panels to qualify. If you're in a state that has its own battery rebate, the intention behind this federal scheme is that it can stack with any state schemes. At the time of filming, the only state with its own battery rebate is Western Australia. It's worth $130 for Synergy customers and $380 per kilowatt hour for Horizon customers. Like the federal rebate, WA's rebate can only be claimed once per property. Now, a bit of a warning. We're already seeing dodgy ads promoting these schemes. Stuff like no upfront cost batteries or postcode approved government grants. Yeah, nah. The federal rebate is available everywhere. And no, it doesn't make batteries free. Some of these ads are just bait to sell you overpriced gear on expensive finance. Please don't fall for it.
Oh, McFly, your shoes are dyed. Don't be so gullible, McFly.
Now, battery rebates are nice, but what do they do to the savings a battery can give you? Well, I have a great battery payback calculator you can use. If you've had solar for at least a year, you can download your smart meter data, you can stick it into the calculator, and the calculator will tell you exactly what your savings would be if your usage stays the same this year to last. As a ballpark, let's use the example of a home with a 10 kilowatt hour battery and a sufficiently sized solar system to charge it throughout the year. That's going to be at least 10 kilowatts of solar panels on your roof. After the federal rebate, a 10 kilowatt hour battery should set you back around about $8,500 fully installed. Here's the annual savings and simple payback period for each capital city at time of filming. You can see that for South Australia, New South Wales and Queensland and WA, the simple payback period is pretty respectable, between 6 and 8 years. For ACT, Victoria and the Northern Territory, it's a lot longer, 12 to 14 years. And down in Tassie, it's a whopping 20 years. So in conclusion, if you're keen to grab this rebate, here's what I recommend. Get your quotes now. Installers are already swamped. It often takes from a few weeks to a few months to go from quote to install when it's this busy. So get the ball rolling as soon as you can. I know one installer who has 200 systems already booked in for installation. If you don't have solar yet, but you're battery curious, my advice is to put on the largest system you can reasonably fit and afford on your roof. That way, you start saving money immediately, you have a system with enough grunt to charge your battery, even through winter, and you've built a relationship with a good local solar installer who can add a battery later. And finally, subscribe to the Solar Quotes newsletter. We'll keep you in the loop the moment any new info drops. So if you want quotes for solar and/or batteries from vetted installers I trust, visit solarquotes.com.au. Pop your postcode in the box, hit the big red button, and we'll match you with up to 3 companies we trust. They'll give you straight-up advice and quotes you can understand. No shonky rebate claims, no sales pressure, plus every installer in our network is backed by our good installer guarantee. So now you know what's on offer, what to look out for, and how to get ahead of the crowd. Happy battery hunting.